My dear children, welcome back to the second video of the first chapter of English literature. What's your dream? I hope you revised the chapter and you have seen my first video. So, do you now realize the importance of having a dream? I hope this story of Ruskin Bond motivates you all the more to have dreams. It's a recipe for success. Whenever you have a dream, it gives you a proper direction and a channel which you could obviously pursue in your life, because that's the quintessential essence of your human birth. Now, without wasting much time, we are going to go to the question answers. So, the first question, which is there in the exercise after the completion of the lesson, is what was the old beggar's question? It's very easy. So, when the old beggar spotted the boy sitting on a lychee tree and daydreaming, he asked the boy, and that's the question, he asked the boy about his dream. So he asked a direct question, what's your dream? Second question, why did the narrator feel startled, surprised at the old man's question? Now, whenever there is a stranger asking you a personal question, it's very obvious that you will be startled. So there are two reasons. First, because it was a personal question that was asked by a beggar. Okay, so a beggar asking such a question is completely unexpected. And the second one, this beggar could speak in English. So that is why the young boy, he's the narrator, right? The protagonist, the hero of our story. That is why the young boy was completely shaken. What was the narrator's dream? The third question. Initially, the narrator didn't know whether he had a dream or not, but when he was pursued further, he admitted that he did have a dream and he dreamt of having his own room. What kind of room did the narrator live in? Now, the narrator lived in a room which was shared with his siblings and an aunt who used to visit their family often. Fifth question, how did the beggar know that the narrator was a dreamer? You see, this beggar had piercing eyes, and whenever somebody has piercing eyes, that person is full of wisdom and experiences. So I already stated this in the last video. So since this beggar was so experienced and had gray hairs. Now, gray hair doesn't always mean that you are aging. Gray hair also means that you have a lot of experience in life. So the beggar knew that the narrator was a dreamer as he saw the boy sitting on a lychee tree when it wasn't the season for lychees. Now we are going to go to the contextual questions. So these are called short answer questions. Part B says that you need to answer the questions with respect to the context. So in CBSE, you either get short questions which are like 1 or 2 liners, or you may also get questions which are excerpts which are taken from the story. 2 lines, which could be taken from the story. So reading the story is a must, else you will not be able to answer these questions. There are 2 lines. So, a room of your own, a tree of your own. It's not the same thing. Not many people, right, can afford that. So there were 2 lines in the story. If you have read the story, you will identify these 2 lines. Question is, now the questions are based on these 2 lines. Who said these lines and to whom? So the beggar told these lines to the young boy. Why did the speaker say a tree of your own? The speaker highlighted the essence of a tree because he spotted the boy perching on a tree. Right? So he thought, the beggar thought that the boy may have had a special love for trees. Third question. According to the speaker, why can't many people have their own rooms? Now, my dear children, having your own accommodation or your room comes under the real estate industry. Now, this is additional knowledge for all of you. You see, whenever a country progresses, it's because of industrial growth, right? So, you can have two industries, the manufacturing industry and the service industry. The manufacturing industry is an industry which gives you products. It could be anything under the sky. And the service industry is an industry from where you are benefited through service. I'll give you a small example. Manufacturing industry, right? Automobile industry comes under manufacturing industry. Why? Because when you drive a car, isn't the car manufactured in a factory before you start driving it on the roads? That's why it's called the manufacturing industry. Give an example where you don't get a product, but you are benefited through service. Education industry. The sequence of gaining and sharing knowledge. Yeah, can knowledge be quantified? Can we catch knowledge like this? No, it's an abstract noun, right? So it's an industry, okay. And healthcare industry. When you go to a hospital, right? When you get a treatment, can you hold on to that treatment? No, right? It's an experience. So if a doctor treats you well, you get fit and fine, right? And then you thank the doctor, pay the bill, and leave the hospital. That's how it is. So it's an industry. Now, whenever you talk about accommodations, could be your own house, buying or selling property, or rented house, whatever it is. It's very important today, okay? Because our population is always growing. And as you know, India is a very vastly populated country after China. So that is the reason the beggar spoke about having your own room. Now, many people can't have their own accommodation because of the lack of space due to the ever-growing population of India. Besides, there is one more reason why it's very difficult to have your own rooms today. And that is why you see most people stay in apartments or rented houses. But they can't afford to have their own rooms or own houses because of two primary reasons. The first reason being lack of space. You don't have enough spaces to construct your own houses. And the second one is high prices of lands, my dear children. Well, you can actually discuss with your parents in case if you wish to. You can ask them about real estate. And 15 years back, Bangalore wasn't as populated as it is today, right? Today, the prices of properties have skyrocketed, right? Because of industrial growth and the cosmopolitan culture of Bangalore, which drives people from nooks and corners of the country to Bangalore. Right? So it's very difficult to get your own accommodation. But people do have, it's not that they don't have. Right. So the second question, which is a very important quote, these are beautiful lines. If you remember, long live my friend, be wise and strong, but do not take from any man his song. Do you remember these lines? They're very important lines. This, my dear children, will be your homework. So there are three questions which have been taken from these two lines. Questions are, who said these lines to whom? This is easy. So the beggar told these lines to the young boy. What did the speaker mean by do not take from any man his song? The speaker meant that it's okay to pursue your dream. However, in the pursuit of your dreams, you should never exploit or hurt anyone else's dreams. Pick a pair of rhyming words. This is easy. So the first line ends with the word strong and the second line ends with the word song. So it's easy, right? You know rhyming words? Rhyming words are the words which you see at the end of two lines in poetry. So strong, song. So it's rhyming, it's matching. That's it. This you can do for homework. And then we come to the third type of questions, which are called think and answer questions. First question, how can one lose all that he or she has achieved in life? Tell me, how can somebody lose all that he or she has? How is it possible? You see, there are two ways. First, if you are extremely greedy and you are always craving for more, you always demand, keep on demanding, I need this, I need that, well, my friends have this, why not me? You will lose whatever you even have. And the second reason why you may lose everything is probably you have all the comforts of life. Or it could be that you are born with a silver spoon, but you may lose it all if you are lazy. So my dear children, there is no scope for laziness in a competitive world where we are staying today. So if you don't brush up your skills, talents and knowledge, it will be very difficult for you to stay alive in such a competitive world. But let me also tell you that if you do what Pratik sir is telling you to do, there will be a lot of opportunities for you and you will always live happily. Second question, what was the beggar's advice to the narrator? This is a very important question. The beggar advised the boy to follow his own goals instead of being bothered by others. Now, I would also like to tell you this as your friend, mentor and teacher. Never follow what others are doing because you do not know their background, talking about their financial background or the ethnic background that they come from. Okay, so never put yourself in other shoes unless and until there's a valid reason for it. The best thing that you can do is to follow your own heart. Do that what makes you happy instead of following what others are doing. Moreover, this is very important, in a pursuit of achieving your own dreams, do not exploit others. Okay, so two things. Do not blindly follow or copy what others are doing. At the same time, don't spoil what others want to do. In this way, we can make this world a lovely place for everybody to live happily. With that being said, we do have the final question, the last question. Why is it important to follow a dream? Make a small video. This is your assignment. Okay, after the second video, make a small video on this question where I want you to speak about this particular question. Don't write it as an answer. I want a presentation from all of you. Okay, I want a video of not more than 20 seconds. What's the duration time? What's the time duration? Not more than 20 seconds. Fantastic, my dear children. I want a video of not more than 20 seconds which you have to post in the WhatsApp group which has been created for class 4. Okay, so this is a very important assignment which I am expecting after 2 days of release of this video. So once you watch this video, you have 2 days time in your hand for making a video of time duration 20 seconds, right? So what will be the question? Why is it important to follow a dream? So you need to tell me in your own words, why is it so important to follow a dream? My dear children, remember that you do have a time restraint and you cannot exceed more than 20 seconds. So you can actually keep the phone somewhere, press the camera, the front camera, and take your own video while you speak. Or else you might take the help of your siblings or your parents whenever they are free. Okay, don't disturb them if they are actually busy. Whenever it's convenient for them, you can just request them that Pratik sir has given us an assignment where we need to speak about the importance of having a dream. Once that is done, once your video is ready, you can send it across to us in the WhatsApp group which has been exclusively created for the students of class 4. With that being said, my dear children, this is the end of your second video. So the story has been discussed at length along with the question and answers. The grammar part will be taken over by your grammar faculty at a different point in time. Until then, keep revising this chapter, enjoy the chapter, go through the mind map and the notes and the question answers. In case of any query, you can post it in the WhatsApp group, or else you can write it in the comment section underneath the video itself. Okay then, I'll see you until next time, right? God bless you.